It was Heartbreak City in the Emerald City last night for the Athletics. Leonis Martin spoiled the Green and Gold's chance at another series win here in Seattle with a dramatic two-run walk-off home run with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. The Mariners' magic continues here in 2016. A group of veteran hitters and a mix of new acquisitions have Seattle as one of the teams to beat in the AL West. The A's won a series win. We'll have to forget about what happened last night in the rubber game tonight. It's the A's and the M's coming up next. We are at Safeco Field in Seattle. It is the rubber game of this 3-game series, and the A's hope to forget about last night. They'll give the ball to rookie Zach Neal tonight, so it is a big night for that young man. It's the A's and it's the Mariners coming up here on CSN California. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Well, finally, the A's get some good news on the injury front. It seems like the A's have been putting guys on the disabled list, Ray, but finally, Jed Lowry's back off the disabled list. That's good. He's in the lineup. The A's need him. And, of course, Zach Neal called up to start. Colomé and Muncy back down to AAA. So Lowry in the lineup and Zach Neal making his first major league start.
And I think from the standpoint of Jed Lowry getting his veteran leadership and his back in the lineup. But for Zach Neal, what a story it has been for him. He did pitch 3 innings in Boston. He's making his major league debut as a starting pitcher tonight. And how special it is for him. His parents are here. They're celebrating their anniversary. And they get to watch their son make his first ever start as a major league pitcher.
Yeah, and for the Seattle Mariners, they're having a terrific season, and they had a busy offseason, and they said they wanted to improve their defense. And I think when they got Leonis Martin from the Texas Rangers, they did it to make them better defensively in center field. He's playing great center field, and Ray, he has 9 home runs this year.
It is hard to believe. He was hitting ninth when the A's saw them earlier, and now he's hitting leadoff because of some injuries. But what he has done swinging the bat, but I think to your point, Comp, he does a good job not only defensively, but bunting. He has tremendous speed, but so he has the power as well. Maybe I think pitchers are saying we don't want him to bunt and use his speed. So what does he do? He hits home runs. He did it on the road trip, but the biggest one was last night when the A's thought they had the win. They should have had it, but on a 2-strike pitch with Aoki at second base, he hit a walk-off, and that just shows exactly what Scott Servais said. Put the hot guy leading off. He has him leading off again, and you saw why last night.
All right, so pitching matchup, Zach Neal and Hisashi Iwakuma, a couple of right-handers. Up next, we will check in with the A's pregame live studios and then back to Seattle for lineups and first pitch. It's the A's and the Mariners. Stick around.
on CSN California is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the Baconlicious Sourdough Bacon Ranch Combo, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to Safeco Field here in Seattle. It is the rubber game of this series. A's won 5-0 on Monday night. And last night, the Mariners shocked the A's with a 6-5 walk-off win. Game time weather for tonight is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily starting Friday, May 27th. A little cooler tonight, 58 degrees with a breeze of 10 miles an hour. The Mariners have taken the field behind Hisashi Iwakuma. So we're about ready to go here in Seattle. The lineup tonight for the Athletics looks like this. Coco Crisp had a good night last night. He'll lead off. Billy Burns will bat second. Stephen Vogt third. Valencia fourth. Jed Lowry's back. It's good to see Jed Lowry in the lineup. He'll hit fifth and play second base. Then it's Davis, Alonso, Simeon, and Coghlan. Chris Coghlan is out in right field.
And it will be Hisashi Iwakuma on the mound for the Mariners. He has won 2 games. One of those came against the A's at the Coliseum. Matter of fact, his first win in 2016 came in Oakland on the 3rd of May, and he went 7 innings, 4 hits, and 1 run. He's pitched well against the A's the last 3 starts, as he's 2-0 in those 3 starts, but pretty good pitcher. You just have to wait because he has a hesitation, as Japanese-born pitchers seem to have, and Iwakuma, one of the best at doing it.
So he faces Coco Crisp leading off the ball game. Corner infielders come in for Coco, and the first pitch of the game is a fastball right down the middle for a strike. Crisp at 248 with 4 homers, 17 RBIs. He's 4 for 10 in this series.
That fastball at 87, and not much harder than that. Iwakuma does not throw. You cannot expect too much from him. The game against the A's, 11 ground ball outs, 7 in the air. Another elevated fastball with not a lot of velocity.
So a quick 0-2 to Crisp. Coco with a homer and a double in this series. Pokes that one foul. A's come in 20-27. They're 12-12 on the road, and they're 4-4 against the Seattle Mariners. 4-1 here at Safeco.
Iannetta wants the pitch up.
And it was up, and it's fouled. Toward right choice. Well, tonight goes back to last night. Big night for Coco Crisp. In the 3rd, the home run off Nathan Carnes. Then in the 6th, and a big 2-run double off Mike Montgomery. So he finished the night with 3 RBIs to go along with his 2 hits last night.
Well, in hindsight, they should have scored a couple more in that inning.
Swing and a miss, struck him out, and that's the splitter, and it is a dandy. So 1 away here in the first inning defensively for the Mariners. They will have Aoki, Martin, and Smith in the outfield. Seager, Sardinas, Luis Sardinas just called up to the minor leagues. Cano will play second, Lind at first, Iannetta is your catcher. So Luis Sardinas called up, Chris Taylor sent out.
Didn't take him long, did it?
No, the other night cost him some time in the big leagues, I think. Chris Taylor had a tough night defensively.
Monday night he had the tough night. Last night he sat and watched, and after the celebration, by the way, you're gone. So it's a tough night because O'Malley played short last night and Sardinas back playing short tonight. So 3 different shortstops for the Mariners.
Billy Burns pops a foul back, 1-1 the count. Umpires tonight, Dale Scott is going to call balls and strike, and he is also the crew chief for this group. Davidson, Barrett, and Iasonia. Billy Burns at 265 with no home runs and 3 RBIs. Drives this one to right, but Seth Smith is there. Moves in and over a little bit. 2 away. Would you say, Ray, that Iwakuma can be kind of a frustrating at bat for you because you're not maybe going to get quite as much as you think on the fastball, like you said, but he does have that one pitch that he can go to that can get him a strikeout when he needs it. Well, he's not going to overpower you.
The A's faced Doug Fister, Ubaldo Jimenez, and now Iwakuma, and probably trying to think which one could hit 90. Maybe Jimenez, but you don't have to throw hard, and those guys were proven that they actually both won games against the A's, but not breaking the radar gun. And that's, if you can throw strikes. Even Fernando Rodriguez said, if I could throw strikes consistently, throwing 92, 93, I would forego a 95, 96 fastball. And that's the difference of pitching with control, knowing that if you can eliminate the middle part of the plate, hit the corners, you don't have to throw hard. And Iwakuma is a perfect example. Look at that, 87 miles per hour average with a fastball.
Takes a little off in the cutter, the splitter, slider, curve. But the splitter is the pitch he can get you out with. Average fastball velocity, 4th slowest in the major leagues. So 1-2 to Stephen Vogt, hitting right at 250 with 4 home runs and 12 RBIs. He's 2 for 8 in the series with a home run. This one's popped up. Could be a play. Iannetta coming back. Iannetta. So the count remains 1-2 to Stephen Vogt. Got to be ready.
Yep. Screen got him. Should have reached around.
That's right. Put the glove in the other hand. Reach around. Iwakuma kicks and deals. Not close. Ask Stephen Vogt, are you staying at your house? He said, it's just a little bit too far of a drive. He said it's about an hour and 15 minutes south of here where he lives with his family.
Yeah, the A's had an off day actually the end of last year, coming in on the Thursday. That's and he got a chance to go home.
Said if it was 45 minutes, maybe I would do it after the game, but it's over an hour.
Well, Hawk Harrelson did it from Indiana to White Sox Park.
Well,
and that didn't last. Well, it's not happening this year. He's not doing home.
But
games.
what we do know, Ray, Hawk can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. Leave the booth.
Leave the booth.
He's the master. That's why he's the Hawk.
He can do whatever he wants. In the air to right field, shallow. Cano actually drifting out. He had the shift on, but he will give way to Seth Smith. Side retired. 3 up, 3 down inning for Hisashi Iwakuma. And now it's time for Zach Neal to make his first major league start. Let's check out the lineup for the Mariners. At the same look, Martin, Smith, Cano, Cruz, Seager, Lynn, Iannetta, Sardinas. He's a new addition, and Aoki hitting 9th.
And it is a major league debut tonight for one Zach Neal as a starting pitcher. He did pitch in Boston and pitched 3 innings, and one of the pitchers that was called up pitched the final game of the series at Fenway Park. That's why his ERA is at 9. He gave up 3 runs at 3 innings, but he's a pitcher who's had success at the minor league level for the A's, released by the Marlins, picked up by the A's, and has been pitching well. Gets the call tonight. And as Kurt Young said, probably at least a couple of starts because Sonny Gray expected to be out a little bit.
So he faces the hero from last night, Leonis Martin, 259 with 9 home runs, 19 RBIs. Neil off the mound, fires to first, and they get Leonis Martin for out number 1. There's the Zach Neal cheering section.
Well, Quinn and Kim, the parents, celebrate their anniversary. How about let's go to a ball game on an anniversary and let's watch our son make his major league debut as a starter.
You know what? They probably couldn't imagine a better place to be on their wedding anniversaries.
And of course, and Zach said it was their excuse to come to Seattle. So it's perfect. So there's 1 down, 26 to go. It's great.
So Mom Kim, Dad Quinn, and they are locked and loaded for tonight. Here's Seth Smith. And the first pitch is in for a strike.
Well, I think if you're going to make your first start for your ball club and you can make an appearance at Fenway Park before you do that, this should be a piece of cake.
Nice and quiet.
Yeah, I mean, because Fenway, that is a tough environment to make your debut. He did it, and he pitched well enough that impressed the skipper and the pitching coach and the staff to say, let's bring him up to make the start since Sonny's going to be out. Facing a veteran lineup, this is one of the best veterans in Seth Smith.
Yeah, he was 3 for 3 last night. Rolls over on this one with the shift on. Simeon has it. So it goes 6-3, but it's looks a lot like a 4-3 to me. Chris, Burns, and Coghlan in the outfield. Valencia, Simeon, Lowry, and Alonso on the infield. And Vogt is your catcher.
Well, you can see the delivery of Zach Neal and why he can induce ground balls. And he has 2 outs, 2 on the ground. Columbia, South Carolina, University of Oklahoma. Marlins 2010 17th round, and their loss, the A's gain. Once the Marlins decided to let him go, the A's within a couple of days picked him up, and here he is in the big leagues.
Yeah, he was with the Marlins for 3 years, but then spring training of 2013 is when he was let go, grabbed by the A's, and this is his 4th year in the A's organization. University of Oklahoma.
It's always interesting just to watch a pitcher because you get a close-up, you can see that pounding in the chest.
Sure. Deep
you know,
breaths.
the breathing. Yeah, you know, but you just have to learn to control it. And as he gets through, if he can get through this hitter, that's a great way to key down. 3 ground ball outs.
So Lowry gets some action, and it's a nice 3-up, 3-down inning for Zach Neal. That group's happy so far. Let's hope they're happy into about the 9th inning. No score after 1.
Now for the Nissan keys of the game. First one, he's done great. 3 ground ball outs. And of course, first key, Zach Neal, his major league starting debut, and did a great job. 3 ground ball outs in the first inning. And of course, for the Athletics, after a tough loss last night, they can still win the series. And at this point, that's what the skipper Bob Melvin is trying to do. Just win a series. Could have had it won last night, didn't. So try to come back tonight against Iwakuma and the Mariners and win the third and final game of this series.
Valencia first pitch swinging, fouls it straight back. 3-15 for Valencia with 6 home runs, 17 RBIs. Lowry to follow, and then Davis. Valencia is 2 for 9 in the series. Broken bat, little pop up. Lynn hustling over into foul territory. Makes a nice one check. That was a major broken bat.
But did get inside and see the splinters down near the home plate. The bat broke in his hand and all kinds of splinters. And just listen.
Oh man, that was a good one.
Wow.
Either that or we get good microphones down there. Maybe a little of both.
I think a little bit of both. And you know, there are times when hitters swing and they're running back. They can watch the diamond vision and watch the swing. You don't even want to look.
No, you don't want to look at that.
You don't. I mean, you can hear it and feel it. It's more than enough.
Here's Jed Lowry. Good to have Lowry back. Good season. 302. He's got 17 RBIs.
You know, he said something I thought was rather important. He said it's amazing how long 15 days is when you're on the disabled list, and it is like it's forever.
And he's going to have to hustle on this one. Iwakuma picks it up, flips it with his glove. So this was the 9th of May in Boston. And it got him pretty good.
And then hit the ground ball, and this comes up right there, and that's it. That's his last little move down to first base on the disabled list. And looks like he's healthy and back again.
So 2 outs. Here's Chris Davis.
Last year, unfortunately for Jed, he went on the disabled list for the Astros. Some kid named Correa came up.
Yep. Probably got Lowry traded.
Moved him to third base, and I think Mr. Correa is going to be there for a long time. He might be one of those franchise players that they sign him for as long as he wants to be signed for.
Yeah, I'm not a big advocate of 8, 9, 10-year deals, but he may be a guy to think about doing it. Easy for me to say.
Well, it's a good point, okay, because you think about his value, and if you can get him to agree to it, that's probably the bonus for the Astros. Because if he goes to arbitration, free agency, man, he's going to be in that stratosphere that maybe the Astros maybe can't afford him. So maybe he wants to stay there and takes a deal.
Driven to right center. That's hit well. Smith going back. Still going back. And that baby's gone. Unbelievable. Davis homers his 13th of the year, and the A's lead 1-0.
Well, we just continue to see unbelievable power from Chris Davis. And when the ball leaves his bat, you saw Seth Smith go after it. Off-speed pitch. And then what he did last night on the sac fly. And just always amazed. They're playing him to pull. And if he could do this, why would you play him to pull? Seth Smith looked like he was going to have it easily, and it's gone. It's over the fence. Tremendous power. And there they are with Chris Davis. And he didn't start till April the 21st as far as his first home run.
So good company there for Chris Davis. Now 13 home runs and 31 runs batted in. It was interesting when the A's signed Chris Davis, and Davis had the good season last year with 27 home runs. He played in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And that's a major hitter's park. A lot of people think it's the most hitterish park in all of baseball. But the A's did their research and found out that all the home runs he hit last year, they would have been out of the Coliseum.
Yeah.
I mean, they did the work, found that out, and now we can see why.
That's 380 to right center here. I mean, that's a.
We have seen his power up close, and that's another broken bat. Cano going out, and Cano can't get it. And Alonso will have a base hit. The bat ends up near first base.
Well, another shattered bat. The A's are going home, so it doesn't matter. Take all that kindling with you, Voos. Cano, this time he went after it. Seth Smith called him off earlier with Vogt's fly ball, but this one, it was only going to be Cano, and he couldn't get to it.
Pick it all up.
They probably could use some warmth up here in Seattle, right, in the wintertime.
Well, not enough so far tonight. At least you could get it started.
You know what they do with these bats? They actually try to figure out why they're breaking, and the way they're breaking, and kind of splitting the maple bats for sure. But looked like they were going to take that and do some X-ray.
First pitch to Simeon is a strike, says Dale Scott. Simeon at 217 with 10 homers and 21 RBIs. 1 for 7 in this series. Good swing there by Simeon. Last year, Simeon finished the year hitting 257, and he had 15 home runs. So he's obviously way ahead of his home run pace, but behind the pace as far as batting average goes.
But it seems like everybody wants to talk and find out why he's improved at shortstop and what's Juan Washington doing with him. But he's putting a lot of work in, and just figured he's going to be a good shortstop, and it takes time. It took Miguel Tejada 3 years basically, before he finally had all the work from Ron Washington and made Tejada a very good shortstop. But for Marcus Semien in his second full season, in just a couple of months of the second season, he has improved dramatically.
Semien behind in the count, 1-2. Shift is on. Breaking ball from Iwakuma. Chris Davis, a home run to give the A's the 1-0 lead. For Iwakuma, that's the 7th home run that he has allowed in 57 innings. So that's a pretty high amount. Another breaking ball not close. So that'll get Alonso on the move.
Actually, those sliders from Iwakuma started so far outside that you could recognize them as a hitter and know that they're going to continue to break off the plate.
Runner goes, and the ball is popped up foul. So we'll do it again. 32 pitches already for Sashi Iwakuma. Hit toward right, but Smith is there. He's got it. Side retired. Home run number 13 on the year for Chris Davis, and it has given the A's a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the second. Baseball on CSN California is brought to you by AAA. What does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Go to AAA.com for more details. 1-0, the A's lead, bottom of the second inning. Our second trip to Seattle already. But we won't be back for a while. A lot's going to happen between now and the next time we're here, because it'll be the final 4 games of the season. Next time the A's see these Mariners will be in Oakland the middle of August. So who knows what's going to be happening then. The Mariners, if they continue to play well, they'll be in the race. They may make some trades. Who knows? A's may fight back, get on a winning streak. 1-2 to Nelson Cruz, Seager, and Lind here in the bottom of the second. 3 ground ball outs for Zach Neal in the first inning. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 89 miles an hour, but a good sinking action for his first strikeout.
Well, they'd been away and then dropped this sinker down and in, and Cruz, as he did last night. Kendall Graveman, similar strikeout, and there's a strikeout, and there's Mom saying, hey, we got a perfect game going here.
Yeah, we're about 98% sure that that's his dad in the A's hat.
Yeah.
He was making people sit in the same seats they were in the top of or the bottom of the first when they got up. So we're guessing that's Dad. He's got the "I'm locked in on my son" look.
Well, the person
with the A's hat on, the elephant hat.
Yeah, the gentleman with the red sweater got up, and that's when his dad said, "You come right back and sit in that same seat."
I love it. That is great.
I think Zach Neal would love to pitch to contact as he did in the first inning. The strikeout to Nelson Cruz, while that's great, but he's got a good sinking fastball. He's not overpowering with the fastball, but looks like he can throw strikes. Well, alluded, Stephen Vogt hit Dale Scott on the right shin guard, and of course does have a shin guard on. It's not going to hurt him.
Seager hits one to left. Coco Crisp goes back. He's under it, and he makes the catch. You know, it's funny, Ray, watching the Neal family, and they're into it. And I can remember going to Milwaukee to watch the Indians play when my brother was playing and you were playing. And different deal, though, because in Milwaukee, the fans back then got pretty oiled up, if you know what I mean. I mean, they make beer
before
there.
the game.
Yeah,
before the game.
Before the game.
Yeah, tailgaters, brats,
and
brews and brats.
I can remember the Indians playing a doubleheader and losing both games in the bottom of the 9th inning, thanks to Jim Kern. Remember Jim Kern,
wow.
the big reliever?
I
don't know if it was the years that you were there or not. But we were not comfortable sitting in the stands. A doubleheader in Milwaukee, a night doubleheader. That one's hit to right.
Yeah.
And Adam Lind has tied it up. So Adam Lind, big and strong, hits home run number 4.
Well, you try to go inside and bring it back over the plate. Don't make a mistake. And really, Zach Neal has the movement, but that did not move like he wanted. And of course, Stephen Vogt set up, and that ball just stayed right in. And he opened up. Lynn did with the power that he has. He went over the shift, and it left his bat with an indication it's going to be in the seats.
And that ball may have been off the plate inside.
That's how quickly Lynn opened up, recognized the pitch.
So we're tied at 1. A couple of solo home runs so far in the ball game. And here's Iannetta. Iannetta hooks one down the left field line, but that'll reach the seats. Home run number 62 for the Mariners on the year. They're 3rd in the American League in that category. Davis's home run for the A's was their 51st. They're 8th in the league. Total home runs hit. 1-1 the count to the Mariners catcher Chris Iannetta. It's that one on the ground. Lowry to his right a couple steps, has it side retired. Adam Lind with a home run. So after 2 innings from Safeco, we're tied at 1.
Baseball celebrates all forms of youth baseball and softball, from organized league games to simply playing catch. Come out to Coliseum this weekend, May 28th, 29th, for MLB's inaugural Play Ball Weekend, proudly supported by Chevrolet and Scott's. This Sunday, May 29th, 10,000 fans will receive bat and ball sets. Get your tickets today, right now. Athletics.com/tickets.
1-1 game. It's the 3rd inning. It'll be Coghlan, Crisp, and Burns. Chris Coghlan in right field tonight. He is making just his 2nd start out in right field. Spent most of the time at 3rd base and 2nd base.
Oh, so we're talking with Josh Reddick on the disabled list. There's a shutdown percentage for Iwakuma, who is going to be playing right field, and with Jed Lowry coming back, we might see Chris Coghlan, who is a left-handed hitter, and maybe platoon a little bit with Smolinski.
There's a line shot, but it's right at Aoki. So it goes for Chris Coghlan. That was a good at bat. He hit a ball hard the other way. Boy, he is just really struggling right now. So that's out number 1.
Just hit it too hard and kept it in the air too long.
So now to the top of the order in Coco Crisp.
See how the players and the staff pretty much acknowledging the line drive by Chris Coghlan, even though it was caught.
Coco struck out swinging. First at bat. He's in the lineup tonight for the 11th consecutive game. Most guys will tell you makes a big difference, and the numbers show that it has made a big difference. He struggled early, but now his last 25 games much more like Coco Crisp, hitting .283. So he must be feeling good, feeling healthy.
Well, diving for the ball down the left field corner like he did last night with Aoki, that's a good sign when he came up. And he also a diving effort on Tuesday night, or Monday night that is, and so back-to-back games diving for balls. And of course last year with a neck injury there was some concern diving the way he would.
Pops this one towards Seager, who grabs it. 2 outs. There's no question it's a plus when Coco Crisp is in the A's lineup. And he has been a lot so far this year. This is game number 48 for the A's. And Coco playing in game number 38.
Between the end of last night's game and tonight's first pitch, Bob Melvin had to just be grinded. I mean, that's tough because you can't do anything about it. He could just make the moves. He made great moves. And bringing in the 6 relievers.
That one's going to drop fair, and Billy Burns is on the move. He'll hit second. He'll round second. Cano hits the cutoff and the throw. Safe. Billy Burns did not slide, and it was close.
Well, Billy put his hands up and looked around Washington. Did you tell me to just stand up? And it was very close, almost to the point that Seager might have been deking him, and they're going to take a look at it maybe because they are delaying it a little bit. And Seager may have thought he got him.
And they are going to look at it. Cano with a great relay.
Well, he shut it down. It was a deke, and it's bang bang. It's just a matter of whether his foot got on the bag by the time he tagged him. And
oh boy, that's close.
Very close. And is it enough to overturn it? That's always a question. But there was some confusion because normally he's sliding head first, and they're showing it on the big board.
Yeah, you know what?
He's going to be out.
The replay on the board shows that he was out.
And actually Seager, the Mariners are walking off the field.
Yep, they saw it on the big board.
But that's not a good idea because, what happens in New York. But you watch Seager, that's called the deke. He's standing there like there's no play. And then as the ball comes in, he's out.
Yeah.
Wow.
That hurts.
Yes, it does.
Because if he's sliding, it's an easy triple. So that's how the inning ends. Bottom of the third coming up. It's a 1-1 game. A little confusion between Burns and third base coach Ron Washington, and Billy Burns tagged out, did not slide.
And it's hard to kind of decelerate and stay on the bag, and he started to shut it down. And talking about a decoy, there's a huge decoy.
And on the first pitch, Luis Sardinas slaps a single to center field.
And watch Seager as the throw comes from Cano on the line. Seager's just standing there like there's no play, and then catches the ball quickly and makes the tag and looks at the third base umpire, Dan Iasonia, and he called him safe. And it was overturned with the challenge. But you don't think the game has changed. That you can challenge plays now, because before the reviews, the challenges, I mean, I'm not condoning what happened, but I mean, it makes it tough. That's how close the plays are for the umpires, and all it takes is to review it, then it slows it down and overturn. But regardless, when in doubt, slide. Always slide. And Billy did not, and it's a big out.
No Sardinas, a good lead at first as Aoki hits. There's a shot headed for the corner. Sardinas digging for third, picked up quickly by Coughlin. And it's second and third, nobody out.
And that's the 8-9 hitters in the lineup, turning it over now to the top. And again, elevating the pitches. You elevate, you don't get the sinking action, you don't get the ground balls, you get line drives. And Coughlin played the ball well enough and quickly enough off the wall. I don't think that Matty Active is going to be sending the runner anyway, especially nobody out. That's that fine line with that sinking action on the fastball, and it gets up a little bit, stays straight, and that's when it's hit hard.
So now the top of the order in Martin, who bounced back to the pitcher in the first inning. Martin with 14 hits in his last 29 at bats, and the first pitch is inside. So a hot hitter. Swing and a miss. Change up from Neal.
Well, hot hitter, but also aggressive, and the way he swung at the changeups last night, that's why Ryan Madsen was really hard on himself, because he said if I make the pitch like I should have, he may have swung through it, even though it was another changeup, but he left it up as he did to Desmond in Oakland when Desmond hit the 2-run home run in the ninth.
There's a base hit right field. That's going to knock home one. They're going to wave home Aoki, and now a late stop sign, and a very nice throw by Coughlin. He got to it quickly, got it in quickly, but it's an RBI single for Martin, and it's the Mariners with a 2-1 lead.
Well, again, another pitch that kind of stayed inside, and like you said with Lynn, maybe off the plate, but I think the velocity is allowing the left-handed hitters to open up and catch it before really it gets in on their hands.
So 20th RBI for Martin. And you will need to keep an eye on him. Martin with 7 steals. First pitch to Seth Smith. He takes, and it's called the ball, 1-0. Smith grounded out to Simeon in the first inning. Simeon was shifted over to the right of second base, as he is now. And Martin runs, pitches a strike, and no throw. Martin with a stolen base. So stolen base number 8 for Leonys Martin. He's got a little limp going.
He got a great jump, and that's why Stephen Vogt opted not to throw. Looked like he might have hit the bag pretty hard going in and sliding late. He jammed his right foot into the bag with his hamstring, left hamstring. Same thing happened to Danny Valencia, his left hamstring. What was his right? One of them. On the plate,
The left side of the A's infield comes in. Valencia and Simeon. Lowry stays back at second base. Alonso even with the bag. So kind of an interesting setup defensively for the A's. 2-1 the count to Smith with Robinson Cano waiting in the on deck circle. Vogt sets up outside, and the ball's hit up the middle, and that's a base hit. And Martin is running about half speed, so the hamstring may be bothering him a little bit. Aoki comes in to score, and now it's 3-1.
Well, Manny Acta was sending him, but he was jogging to third base. Ground ball with the ball going to center field, and Leonis Martin getting the jump, but there's no way that he's going to be able to score. And I'm surprised, and maybe they're going to go out and take a look at it or talk to him now. The trainer is, but he was jogging. And if it's his left hamstring and he can't run, he's probably going to come out of the game.
Well, they have Franklin Gutierrez as their extra outfielder on the bench, so not a bad guy to be able to put in.
You know, if you're jogging at third, it's kind of hard to tell your manager I'm okay.
Yep.
You know, and because Acta was definitely waving him in.
He didn't want to come out. Trigg starts to throw. It's been 4 straight hits off Zach Neal. They're going to leave him in. He may have talked his way in. Talked his way staying.
Manny Acta is a former manager in Washington and Cleveland, and you know he's probably talking to him just as hard as Scott Service was.
So still nobody out for Cano. So it's damage control time for Zach Neal as he faces the American League RBI leader Robinson Cano. 42 runs batted in, and this is game number 46 for the Mariners.
Well, the A's trying to get 2 outs and allow a run to come in to score if they can get 2.
Alonso steps on the bag, and now they're going to have a rundown on Martin, so they have a chance for double play, and they get the double play.
What a smart play again by Alonso. What a great play. And you know, coming down the line just casually was Martin that figured he was going to go for 2 and allow the run to score, but Alonso, instead of throwing to second, spun through to the plate, seeing that Martin was coming down the line and there was nothing. If he stays in the game, I'll be shocked. But a great play, and Alonso could have gone to second, get the double play that way, but he decided, hey, if you're going to come home jogging, I'll take the out there and get the double play. And very, very smart play again by Alonso.
So now it's Nelson Cruz. So the runner Smith is now at second base. Cruz popped it up. Vogt's coming back, but it will head into the seats.
You know what Acta's saying about that? Is that he was trying to send him, and let's hope that at the end of the game they look at that run that they didn't score. If they can get Cruz out without a runner scoring, and Martin should have scored perhaps on the Smith base hit, but yet he couldn't run. And I think that's why Manny Acta was a little bit upset at third base when he was sending him, and he was not able to run. It's a big out, though, to try to at least make that a possibility.
You know what, Manny Acta probably has a legitimate point, but I think you got to put that on the manager a little bit too. He's the one whose call it is.
I agree, by especially leaving him in and letting him talk his way in. You're right.
We watched him run from second to third, and he was running about half speed.
And really, it was just that he assumed that Alonso was going to go to second base and turn the double play that way, and that's why he was jogging, and maybe that's the extent of which he could run anyway.
1-2 to Nelson Cruz. Cruz got a hanger there. A little late on it. Slices it foul. So 2 runs in here for the Mariners in the bottom of the 3rd. Just 2 sounds pretty good right now.
Yes, it does. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. You're right.
In on Cruz, and he rolls it foul down the 3rd base line. Cruz with 9 home runs, 30 RBIs after his 44 home run season last year. 44 homers and 93 RBIs in his first year with the Mariners.
And the previous year in Baltimore, he and Chris Davis were hitting them, one from the left, one from the right.
Slowly hit. It's going to be a tough play. Valencia will pick it up. He'll hold on to it. And Cruz has an infield single.
Power hitter, you play deep, especially with a couple of strikes, and absolutely no chance to throw him out with Valencia cutting in front of Semien. And I mean, the big man, once he gets motor, can run, but there's one off the end of the bat and able to hustle down the line. No chance to get the out, but still 1st and 3rd.
Cruz can run.
Yes, he can.
And he knew it right when he saw it roll past the pitcher that it was a chance for him to get a hit. So here's Seager, 1st and 3rd. 5 hits in the inning for Seattle. This pitch runs away from Seager. Seager hit a fly ball to left field in the 2nd inning. In this series, he's 1 for 8. The shift is on. Lines one left center field, and that's a base hit. Cruz is going to try for 3rd, and he will make it as the throw comes in. Rolls past Semien. So Seager with a 2-out RBI hit. 4-1 Mariners.
Yeah, that's too bad, because if it gotten Cruz, got him with a slow hit ball, but able to reach base, and then you bring up the dangerous Seager, and that's smart hitting going opposite field. He tried it his first at bat, hitting a fly ball to left field, but this time a line drive. Stayed back, just took the sink away from him and just went into the direction in which the hole was created. But the shift was not going to bother him that way, nor were the A's able to get the out, considering the way the ball was hit.
So here's the 8th man to bat in this inning. It's Adam Lind, who homered in the 2nd. First pitch is a strike. Watch where this pitch is on the home run to Lind. It looked like it was inside. And it was inside.
Yes, it was.
By quite a bit.
But if you're able to pull the hands in and get it on a sweet part of the bat before it breaks your bat. I mean, we've seen an example tonight of 2 bats that have been broken with balls that have been thrown a little bit harder to get in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's a good point, because when Valencia broke his bat, the pitch really wasn't real far in, and the bat shattered. Lind, the pitch was about 6 inches inside, but he got the bat head on it and hit it out. And he may have done it again. And this is a long one, folks, and that one hurts. The Mariners have blown it open. So a 6-run inning, and Lind has a couple of home runs.
And he was not fooled on the changeup.
He really went down and got that one.
It was kind of one-handed. You look at the velocity at 83, and he just went down and golfed it. And with the kind of power that he has, it did not. I mean, you're right. It's not a cheapie. That was very deep in right field. And well, the A's looked like they'd caught a break with Martin not scoring. Good play by Alonso, and meantime 4 runs after that developed.
Semien backhands, tough hop. His throw is high. Alonso comes down in the bag. So that's how the inning ends, but it's a big inning for the Mariners. 6 runs on 7 hits here in the bottom of the 3rd. So 4th inning coming up, 7-1 Mariners. It's Sean O'Malley. O'Malley, kind of a super utility guy. We saw him at shortstop last night, so he's going to take over for Leonis Martin, who was out of the game. So lots of run support for Hisashi Iwakuma, thanks to the 6-run third inning by the Mariners. 7-1 Seattle. It'll be Vogt, Valencia, and Lowry here in the 4th inning. So a lot of work to do for the A's, but there is time. .62 starts with 3 runs of support or more. He's 42-7. Iwakuma has a very fine career record of 49 and 29. This year he's 2-4. If he can stay healthy, he will win games. He may not throw 220 innings, but
he's had some strange injuries.
Yes, he has.
Finger injury and kept him out for a while.
Right there, strike 3 called, and Stephen Vogt knew it.
Celebrate Father's Day at the ballpark. You can log on to athletics.com/tickets and use coupon code DAD, that's DAD, to receive $10 off field level tickets to see the A's take on their AL West rivals, the Los Angeles Angels. Discounted Father's Day tickets are subject to availability, so make your plans right now to treat Dad to an afternoon and never forget. That will be a baseball on Sunday, June the 19th. Mother's Day was in Baltimore. Father's Day at the Coliseum.
Valencia swings and misses. Iwakuma's first 4 years in Seattle. This is his 5th year. His records: 9-5, 14-6, 15-9, and 9-5. Right at Cano, playing right behind the bag. So 4-3 on the putout. Valencia can't believe it, shaking his head. Walks and hits per innings pitched since 2013, just a shade over 1. That's very good. When the top 4 in your category is Kershaw, Arrieta, Sale, and Scherzer, it's okay being 8th on the list.
Iwakuma's made 13 appearances against the A's, 12 starts. The one appearance is a game that Kevin Millwood actually started back in 2012.
That's right. He had to leave early.
Yeah, he had a cramp, and Yoenis Cespedes hit a home run on the slider off of Iwakuma, and the A's won 2-1.
Right, Iwakuma, he pitched great, but he took the loss.
Yes, he did. That was one blemish in his relief appearance, but since then he's been in the rotation against the A's and it's been quite successful. That was a magical season for the A's, so not surprising if they would have won a game 2-1 and Cespedes would hit a home run. First came against the Mariners in Tokyo and then continued at the Coliseum again against the Mariners.
Now, Iwakuma, remember, he was a free agent after last year, and he had a deal in place with the Dodgers, and it was a big one. It was 3 years, I believe, $45 million. But that deal sort of fell through. There may have been some injury concerns by the Dodgers, so he came back and signed with the Mariners.
It's amazing to get $45 million. Let's give a physical. Oh, something's wrong, and I decided no. And actually,
yeah, he ended up with a 1-year deal here with 2 vesting options. And if he were to, those options were to vest and he were to play all 3 years, the money would get close to what he would have got from the Dodgers, which I'm sure is what he was hoping for. So Lowry loops a single into left field.
Well, they're shifting him to the right side, and as he did in the first series against the Mariners here, drove a couple of balls in that exact area to drive in runs. And 17 runs driven in, Jed does. And of course missed the last 15 days.
Chris Davis with a homer, his first at bat. And here it is.
Trying to flip a little slider, but it didn't slide much. Davis showing off the unbelievable power. Something that Bob Melvin said during spring training, although he didn't hit one until April the 2nd at the Coliseum. Hanging curveball. And then his next one was April 21st. But since then, starting April 21st, he has 13, and we are now May 25th.
Got a chance to hit a bunch this year. Foul. Last year he hit 27 homers in 121 games. He missed some time early in the season. He had a big month of August last year.
But Craig Counsell, his manager, took over in Milwaukee for Ron Renicky, and he just raved about the power of Chris Davis.
Curve, swing and a miss. Side retired. 3 strikeouts for Hisashi Iwakuma. A hit and a runner left. Bottom of the 4th coming up. By Coors Light, whatever your mountain, climb on. It's the monorail that runs downtown and then out to the Space Needle. You could walk there if you wanted to from our hotel. It'd be a nice half-hour walk, maybe.
Too far.
Go past the famous donut place, Top Pots, which is just ridiculous. Have you been there? I'm gonna like take you there.
Well, why don't you just bring some for everybody? I'm sure everybody in this booth would love to have some.
It's just I mean, I'll go in there and you won't leave.
What's it called?
Top Pot Donuts. And there's more than one in this city, unfortunately. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending how you look at it. I lost my train of thought there. I was thinking about that. And I'm back now. Swing and a miss by Luis Sardinas. He started the 3rd inning mess with a base hit. And the Mariners scored 6 times to take a 7-1 lead. Aoki to follow, and then O'Malley. Lowry waits. He's got it. And the first, and that's out number 1. Bob Melvin needs Zach Neal to stay in this game for a while. 47 pitches.
I don't think there's many pitchers who give up a 6 spot in 1 inning and still win the game. But because of 6 relievers being used last night, Sepczynski, who actually I think is still standing, he pitched last night, just got big double play ground ball, but looks like he's at the ready if necessary. throwing strikes, Zach Neal is, but unfortunately some of them have been hit hard by the Mariners in this game.
Zabzinski's about ready to go. He's been warming up for a while. Aoki had a double and a run scored in that third inning. He doubled into the right field corner. Swing and a foul tip. Well, this note does not surprise us. Most innings pitched this year by bullpens, the A's are #1.
Well, if it takes 83 games for a starting pitcher to pitch into the 8th inning or past 7, that means there's going to be a lot of innings pitched, and that's really too many.
Last night, the bullpen 4 1/3 innings. Some good performances, some bad. Colon was good.
And I think
he
that
was sent down to the minor leagues.
Yeah, he did a great job. He had a chance for his first major league win, but got the 5 big outs. But I think last night Bob Melvin did everything he could to get the win. He had a 5-2 lead, and he was willing to use all of his guys in the bullpen, and pretty much did.
Coco coming in. Coco, nice play. Down around the shoe tops.
Wow. If Aoki could have done that last night in the 9th inning, we wouldn't be worrying so much about trying to win the series tonight. Similar ball that was hit down in that direction. It dropped in fair. Coco, a great diving effort, couldn't get to it, but maybe cheating a little bit more tonight in that direction and able to snow cone it with a big glove and make the catch.
So 2 outs, and here's the first at bat for Sean O'Malley, who is now in the game playing center field. Enos Martin left the game in the 3rd inning. Looks like he hurt his hamstring a little bit. What we saw from O'Malley last night when he was playing shortstop is that he's very fast.
Yeah.
So heads up on the infield. A lot of day baseball today. Keep you updated on things that happened under the sunshine. Slapped foul into the 2nd level.
But that wouldn't be here because I don't think we've seen the sun in 3 days.
Well, it's been a kind of overcast the whole time we're here. Not necessarily cold, just overcast.
Just overcast all
Cool.
3 days. I guess there was some rain in the area before the A's came in. It's supposed to come back for the Memorial Day weekend. Hope it's okay in Indianapolis Sunday at the big race, the Indy 500.
Three and 2 to O'Malley. He rolls it foul. So another 3-2 pitch to the switch hitting Sean O'Malley. And here it is. Valencia handles a very tough hop. He quickly throws to first. And they just get O'Malley. So that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Zach Neal. And we're on to the 5th. 7-1 Seattle. Fan Fridays at the Coliseum are back this Friday. The Tigers are in town. Get a ticket in our value deck behind home plate. An authentic A's prize. Oh, could be anything. Cheer card at a $6 food and drink voucher, all for one great price. The best deal in Bay Area baseball is CSN's Authentic Fan Friday. So A's Tigers Friday. We've already been to Detroit. And now the Tigers will come on out to the Coliseum.
A's are finished with the Yankees. They'll be finished with the Tigers as of Sunday.
They're friends. Elephant head for the A's, moose head for the Mariners. I don't know if it's that cold out, but could be a little bit more of a fashion statement.
They were taking selfies earlier.
Yeah.
They liked it so
They're
much.
talking strategy right now. Alonso swings through it, and the count is 1-2.
Yeah, he went to the splitter before 2 strikes, and Alonso opening up a little bit too much.
Emergency swing by Yonder Alonso. The Tigers lost today to the Phillies 8-5. But they still took 2 out of 3 in that series, and the Tigers have been playing well lately. They've won 8 out of their last 10. They're right at 500. Looking at some of their batting averages today, and the big guys have the big averages. Cabrera, Martinez, J.D. Martinez, Castellanos, they're all having good years offensively, but the Tigers only 3 back. White Sox have slowed down. Indians have been hot. Royals are making their move. Could be a very interesting division.
Yeah.
Of course, the Twins, nothing has gone right for them. Pops a foul back. In fact, as I look at the scoreboard, Ray, the Indians beat the White Sox again today by a final score of 4-3. So that's how they got it to just a half a game. Kluber got the win. Quintana got the loss. Kluber pitched into the 8th inning. Good stretch of baseball for the Cleveland Indians. Deep to right, down the line. See if it stays fair. It will not. Alonso took about 5 steps, and then he realized that it was going to go foul. Probably has the best look at it.
The ball came in on him, and he opened up, and maybe not exactly where Iannetta wanted the pitch, but at that point realized no reason to run. It's going to hook foul.
Off-speed pitch, loop toward left center. O'Malley comes in. So long at bat, and it ends up Iwakuma gets Alonso for the first out here in the top of the 5th. So Iwakuma with 3 strikeouts. He has not walked anybody, and the A's have 4 hits off him. Looking for career win number 50. Strike call to Marcus Semien, who hit a fly ball to right field to end the 2nd inning.
See a little quick look to right field by Marcus Semien, seeing once again the holes open on the right side.
Broken bat, and that'll fall for a hit.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you have come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Includes free subscription to AtBat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball blackout, and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
So the 1-out hit by Semien brings Coghlan up. Coghlan hit a line drive to the left fielder.
Steve Vucinich might be saying, well, that's 3 bats that are broken. That's just 3 fewer we have to take back to Oakland.
That's true. You save a bag.
Yeah. And offer some kindling for the folks up here for the wintertime when it cools off a little more.
Yeah, when we come back into September, first couple days of October, and we finished the season here last year. In fact, we've finished the season here 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, exactly.
In the last 10 years. And it is nice and cool. Simeon dancing off, not going anywhere. 1-1 the count to Coughlin. .68 pitches for Hisashi Iwakuma. He has gone over 100 pitches just 1 time this year, but he's usually in the 90s. And he went around 1-2. This is that pitch that just kind of bottoms out.
Yeah. It's nice that Dale Scott deferred to Dan Iassogna, but that was clearly a swing. Anybody could have called it, you would think.
Iwakuma has just 1 complete game in his career, but he did it right. What a complete game it was.
It was
a no-hitter.
Somebody said at the Coliseum, the last homestand, talking about, of course, when Billy Martin had the Billy Ball era in the early 80s, he had about 100 complete games. His starting staff of 5 pitchers.
O'Malley going back, and that's going to be over his head, and it goes up over the wall. So O'Malley, I don't know if he would have caught it either way, but he misjudged it just a little bit. So Coughlin with the double.
Well, I think, again, underestimating the power of Chris Coughlin going straight away center or to left field. And you're right, he turned himself around a couple of times. And think about Leonis Martin. He can play some center field. And O'Malley, the utility type player, landed on the warning track, landed Howard. Coughlin could have had another RBI, but it bounced over the fence. So A's with an opportunity with 2 on to make it a closer game.
And for Coughlin, that breaks an 0 for 21 stretch. Here's Coco Crisp. Coco, line drive. Aoki will play it on a hop. So hustling in is Simeon, and it's 7-2. Coco Crisp stays hot, and he picks up his 18th RBI. So indeed, an opportunity to get back in the game.
Yeah, Coughlin read it perfectly from second base. It was Simeon, though, doing what you're supposed to do, making sure that the ball drops before you take off, and he went back with Coughlin heading to third, and the ball dropping in front of Aoki with not much of a throw into the plate.
So now Burns will hit. After Burns, it's Vogt.
Hit the same ball down the right field corner and then slide into third.
Outfield comes in a couple steps. Middle infielders squeezing toward second base a little bit. Burns shows bunt and takes the ball. Burns with the fly ball to right field, and then the double where he was thrown out at third. Bunt again, and it's inside. 2-0.
Problem if he does bunt, it's got to be past the pitcher, because otherwise it's going to be tough for Coughlin to score. It's kind of a safety bunt squeeze, if you will, but with Billy Burns' speed, it's tough for him to be doubled up anyway. And they are playing back 4-2.
That one's hit hard. Lynn has it. He goes to second for one. Back to first. Not in time. Run scores.
And they're going to take a look at it, of course. Scott Service immediately pointed to his bench coach, and that's the speed of Billy Burns. We'll see what they decide. Lynn decided to go to second and back to first. And bang, bang, called safe, and Billy Burns hit in the bag with the ball going to the glove, and he said no, let it go.
So an RBI for Burns, his 4th of the year. So now 7-3. And here's Vogt. And Burns is going to be picked off. Looked like he was going. Sardinas runs him down, and that's how the inning ends. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Athletics. So as we head to the bottom of the 5th, it's now a 7-3 Mariners lead.
Climb the right field wall at the Coliseum with the Josh Reddick bobblehead with spinning action presented by Comerica Bank. Saturday, May the 28th. This Saturday, 15,000 fans will walk away with a replica of one of the Gold Glover's signature catches. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets or by calling 877-493-BALL.
A part of a big weekend at the Coliseum with the Tigers in town. 7-3 Mariners lead, bottom of the 5th inning. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. So Mark Sipczynski comes in. He pitched. So he'll face Smith, Cano, and Cruz here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 7 runs and 8 hits for Seattle. 3 runs, 7 hits for the A's. A couple of home runs by Adam Lind. And a solo home run by Chris Davis. So 3 home runs in the game. Well, this ballpark, they got the fences moved in a couple of years ago. A fairly significant amount. And I think it has become a little bit more of a fair park for the hitters. Zach Neal, 8 hits, 7 runs, no walks and a strikeout on 60 pitches. So all that coming in 4 innings of work.
Well, it's good at least he finished on a positive note. He retired the first 3 in the first, retired the first or the 3 that he faced in the 4th. So 2 innings he had perfect innings. It gave Bob Melvin an extra inning at least in the 4th.
2 on to Smith, and now 2-2. Smith with the ground ball and an RBI single. He knocked in a run and scored a run in that big 3rd inning. So lefty on lefty. Smith does not play a lot against left-handers. He bounces this one back to Subjinski, who knocks it down and then hustles to get it, and they just get Seth Smith on a close play.
Well, last night the three lefties out of the bullpen, or three of the lefties, did a great job, and boy, they were great. This is Daniel Colomb, who retired 5 batters, including Cano and Cruz in the same inning. Then Sean Doolittle came in and blew him away for an inning, and Mark Subchinski, a big double play with Kyle Seager on a 4-6-3 long flip by Ladendorf. So 3 lefties did a great job, and unfortunately 6 were used, and Mariners able to come back and score 4 in the last 2 innings.
First pitch to Robinson Cano. Drops a little bit low. Cano hits it hard, but foul. Cano is 0 for 2. 3 for 10 in this series. Mariners are 3rd in the American League in runs scored so far this year. They've scored 13 in this series so far. Inside 2-1.
It's amazing the numbers that Robinson Cano is putting up this year, and he was saying after batting practice that they thought the left hip was bad, then realized when they went in to correct it, found out the right was worse. Spent an extra month in Philadelphia rehabbing and played through it last year, and the doctor said don't see how you did it, but he did. Shows a lot about his desire to play and play hurt. But this year he's healthy, and the numbers show it that when he's healthy he can put up some huge numbers.
Yeah, his numbers and the team numbers. But they are a much different offensive team this year. Last year they were 13th in the league in runs scored. And as I said, now 3rd. And there's some new faces, but it's still the main guys in the heart of the order. Cano shoots one up the middle for a hit. Seager, Cruz, and Cano are not going anywhere. They're going to be the heart of this order for a while.
And there's your 3-1 against the lefty, and stayed back and passed Subchinski. Of course, they were shifting him to pull, but Robinson Cano, as we have said often, and even when he's with the Yankees, he will use the whole field as well as any left-handed hitter you will ever see.
So that was career hit number 2070. So I would say, Ray, as he rolls along, he's got a real good chance to get to 3,000 hits.
Let's see, he's signed through 2023. Well, he's going to get an opportunity.
Yep.
That's this.
Get 7 more years after this year.
And there it is. 13 to left, 16 to center, 22 to right. So you got 29 to center and to left, and 22 to right. And again, he's a smart enough hitter that he's going to hit the ball where it is pitched as well as anybody.
So active hits leaders, Cano is 9th.
Big names on that list.
Yeah. Ichiro 40 away now from 3,000. Ichiro's having a good year. He's not playing every day, but he's hitting well over 350, isn't he?
Did I hear that Giancarlo Stanton struck out 17 of 21 at bats?
I know he is struggling,
but he's
badly,
back.
But I did not know that it was that bad.
Yeah, I heard that number. I could not believe it. They said he's back swinging the way he's capable.
Base hit left field for Nelson Cruz. Back-to-back one-out singles. 10 hits now for the Mariners.
This ball just hit very hard by Nelson Cruz, and at third base, Danny Valencia, the dive, but well, it's kind of past him. It was hit so hard. And the A's scored 2 in their top half of the inning to make it a 4-run game. And you look back to see what happened last night when the Mariners came back and scored 4 in the last 2 innings. That is really, this is not a game that's over by any means, and just up to the bullpen to try to keep it close enough and without allowing any runs to score.
So Ryan Dull jackets off, so he's going to get loose. The first pitch to Seager, down and in.
So as you're saying, he took his jacket off and he's loose?
He's loose.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
That's about all it takes.
Put a stick of gum in and he's loose.
91.
See, so he threw one about 60–70% in the second one.
That's it.
Inside 2-0.
You know, I would see guys in the bullpen who would have like a weighted baseball. It's like a 5–6 pound. And they would be using it while they're sitting, so that when they got up and threw. But Ryan Dull doesn't do that. He just sits there, and Emo says, "Hey, get up, Ryan," and then second pitch, ready.
2-0. And that one's a strike.
One thing we've noticed about Dale Scott, the veteran crew chief, if the catcher moves in, he moves in. He's kind of peeking around the corner to see what the strike is. There it is. He peeks around a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
It always amazes me when your eyes are straight on versus when they're tilted. You know, what kind of eyesight or sight do you have to be able to check it for ball strike? But I would protect myself as much as possible. I could, you know, get the catcher and the hitter. And
what umpire is that where just stands behind the hitter? Is it Brian O'Nora?
Yep. And really peeks.
We laughed pretty hard that
Yeah.
night. He was behind the right-handed hitter.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could barely see him. He's back there somewhere. And that got Stephen Vogt.
I see Dale said, "Better you than me, Votey."
Yeah. You okay, Stephen?
Stephen can handle it. And ball hit the dirt and came up, popped him in the right leg and the hand, and Dale's moving behind the hitter.
Adam Lind, another left-handed hitter, waits in the on-deck circle. He's got 2 home runs. Seager swings and misses, so Zepchinski wins that battle. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th.
What a good breaking ball, and this is what you want to try to do. Keep it away and not pitch it up in the zone, because saw Kyle Seager his last at bat. A big 2-out hit that he shot to left field because the pitch was elevated.
So he does have a 3-homer game in his career at Boston back in 2009 when he was with the Toronto Blue Jays. A solo shot tonight and a 3-run homer. Lynn does not play against left-handers a lot. In fact, he has just 15 at-bats against lefties this year. 4 hits. One of those hits, though, is a home run. Hits that one through, and it's a base hit. And here comes Cano. Cano coming home. Cano will score. The ball rolls away from Vogt, but he gets to it. So Lind with an RBI single. He's got 5 RBIs tonight, and it's 8-3.
Well, he did not have any intent whatsoever of trying to pull a pitch, and Marcus Semien doing his best to dive to his right.
So Zepchinski gets 2 outs, but gives up a run on 3 hits, and Dull is coming in. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. Sharks coverage is airing right now on CSN Plus, and they're having fun, I guarantee it. CSN Plus can be found on Comcast channels 105 and High Def channel 780, DirecTV channel 698-1, and AT&T channel 768, and High Definition channel 1768. If you can't find CSN Plus, log on to csncalifornia.com or call your local cable provider. So the Mariners will now face Ryan Dull. So here's Dull facing Iannetta, and the first pitch fouled to the screen. So big news tonight in San Jose. The San Jose Sharks beat the St. Louis Blues tonight, and for the first time in the Sharks franchise history, they are going to the Stanley Cup Finals. Congratulations to the Sharkies.
Oh, wow.
That is a big deal, folks. First time ever.
That's great.
Tough to win the Stanley Cup if you've never gone to the Stanley Cup Finals. But they're going, and they will play either Tampa Bay or Pittsburgh. Those two teams will play their Game 7 tomorrow night. But that was a Game 7 at the Shark Tank. And the Sharks played great. They had a big lead early and hung on. So that's good stuff.
So San Jose is jumping tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Bay Area is jumping. That's great. Congratulations.
The Sharks have been around since 1991. Remember, they played their first couple seasons at the Cow Palace. So they have waited a long time. They've had some significant postseason heartbreak where they thought they had the team to do it, but they're going this year, so we wish them the best of luck. Vogt blocked it, picks it up.
Steven opted not to backhand this one, move his body in front of the ball. Good job. Got his glove on it and close enough that runners were not going to advance, especially Cruz at second. Steven's going to enjoy tomorrow's off day.
Yep.
He's got all three, which is good. Josh Fegley supposed to be back Friday.
Good swing there by Iannetta. So maybe a pitch that was a little too hittable. So Subchinski went 2/3 of an inning, but gave up 3 hits and a run, and the 2 guys out there are his responsibility. Cruz at second, Lind at first. That one's not close. So 3-2, 2 outs. Runners take off, and it's popped up right near the bag at first. And Alonso has it side retired. A run on 3 hits, and we're headed to the 6th inning. 8-3 Seattle. All right, good stuff. Monday, the final start. Here in Seattle, the Mariners with an 8-3 lead in the rubber game of the series. Vogt, Valencia, and Lowry against Iwakuma. That one floats in first strike. The Astros beat the Orioles 4-3. They'll have one more game in that series. Gaddis and Valbuena homered for the Astros. 1-2 to Vogt. They're playing down in Houston. Astros will be in Anaheim to play the Angels this weekend. Vogt takes a fastball a little bit low. Two and two the count. Stephen Vogt with a line drive to right field, and that's a hit. First hit of the night for Stephen Vogt, his third hit in the series.
Well, it's down off speed again, but Stephen Vogt went down to get it, kind of anticipating where the pitch was going to be thrown, type of pitch and location. Went down and got it. And I'll tell you where these shifts are, you have to kind of softly serve one over the infielder's head and in front of the outfielder, and there they go again.
Well, it's worked a couple times on Valencia.
On Valencia it has, yeah, for sure.
Valencia is 0 for 2 in tonight's game, and 2 for 11 in the series. Fastball outside corner, first strike. The Rangers beat the Angels 15-9 this afternoon. That was a day game in Arlington. 18 hits for Texas. See a big swing. Fouls it straight back, 0-2. Mazzara hit a home run, the fine young rookie for the Rangers, his 8th of the year. He had a homer and 3 RBIs. And Colby Lewis got the win. He's 4-0. The Rangers will be off tomorrow, and they will host the Pittsburgh Pirates over the weekend. Valencia takes it.
And a lot of the Japanese media covering the Mariners tonight will be heading to Arlington. They have their own crew. Of course, Yu Darvish is supposed to make his first start on Saturday against the Pirates. He hasn't pitched in a couple of years. I think he's a free agent after this year. Rangers are hopeful of getting him back to salvage something of the contract, and this would be the final year.
Past Iwakuma. Cano has it. And he steps on the bag, fires to first, and that's a double play. So once again, the shift has worked for the Mariners for the most part in this series.
Well, the best thing happened to Iwakuma. He missed the ball. And sometimes they could deflect the ball, but Cano decided to take it himself. He had to come straight across the bag. That's why Stephen Vogt was able to go straight in to try to prevent the double play. But Cano is too smooth around the bag.
Most defensive shifts. Astros with the most.
Well, Iwakuma reaching up to his right, slider away, and just that much he missed it. And Valencia hustling to try to avoid the double play, which ultimately occurred.
Well, there's some new statistics out just the last couple days about the shifts, and it actually had. And there's a lot of research done on this. It actually had most runs saved due to shifts. And the Mariners were first.
So that's another one. What are the abbreviations on that? MRS. Mrs. Most runs saved.
I'm just going off what I read.
Well, you would have to think that would be a statistic considering the number of shifts that are used by a number of teams.
Lowry's going to be retired, so the double play helps Iwakuma. And we're going to the bottom of the 6th, 8-3 Seattle. T-Mobile. The probables for the Game 1 series starter on Friday against the Tigers. It'll be Sean Manaea and Michael Fulmer. So Game 1 of 3. We'll have it for you right here on CSN California. A couple of rookies. Michael Fulmer is one of the better prospects for the Tigers, and he is one of the pitchers that the Tigers got from the Mets for Yoenis Cespedes. Very highly thought of young right-hander, so we'll see him for the first time. Michael Fulmer. He's tentative from what we understand. Tigers have not really made their 3 starters official. Sanchez pitched today and lost.
Right.
Verlander pitched last night.
So he would pitch.
And they're off tomorrow.
Pelfrey was mentioned as one, but Sanchez, by pitching today, would not be available for the weekend. So Fulmer then more than likely would step in as was suggested, and that would be the weekend.
The A's have Manaea on Friday, Hahn on Saturday, and Rich Hill on Sunday. Those are the 3 scheduled starters. Then the Twins come in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So a nice 6-game homestand.
It's important that the A's win between now and Sunday, because when Rich Hill pitched Monday, he won. The last time the A's had one was his start.
Rich Hill?
Rich Hill, right. And so that's, they just got to get the wins from the other guys, and they're trying. Just has not worked out so far.
One and 2 to Luis Sardinas. So now 2 and 2 to count. He's played Sardinas pretty straight up. Simeon shifted to his left in 3 or 4 steps. This one's in the air, right center. Coughlin, Burns, and it'll be Burns who makes the catch. So here's another note on the shift, Ray. This is just for you, since you are such a large fan of the shift. Batting average when shift is employed, 248. Batting average without a shift, 251. And that is the full average of all the major league teams. So not a real large difference.
Can we go one step further?
Sure.
How many hits beat the shifts when the hitter was behind in the count, or there was a runner in scoring position? Did they change? I mean, there's going to be a lot of stats that are going to eventually come out.
You could go layer upon layer.
Because I think the more shifts that are employed by teams, probably going to have more players in certain situations. 2 strikes. I mean, look at Lind against Saptinsky. He wasn't going to pull the ball. He was just trying to hit the ball someplace center field, left field, and he ended up getting a base hit up the middle. But I think there are certain situations that you can look at where hitters will change, and probably the biggest would be a runner in scoring position. If you open up one side or the other, hitters are going to try to change their swings to be able to take the RBI. Sure.
Beat the shift, take the RBI. Yeah. 2-2 to Aoki.
Last year, correct me if I'm wrong, it's kind of the big year when everybody, it seemed that all teams started to shift more last year, and then of course more this year. And will continue, so we'll see how the players adjust. One guy won't have to, David Ortiz, because he's supposed to retire, so he doesn't have to adjust to the shift.
One of the big shift guys will be off the board.
I mean, so the average may drop considerably or rise considerably with Big Papi if he continues to say he's going to retire.
Well, here's a question for you, and I've never seen the answer to this. How far does a player have to be out of position before it's considered a shift? So if the shortstop slides over 10 feet, but is still on the left side of second base. Is that a shift?
So you're looking at this right now with O'Malley, because probably the history for him that now Marcus Semien, if he took 3 steps to his right, that's a straight.
Exactly. Marcus Semien is not straight up.
Right. And for Billy Burns in center, he's maybe 4 steps towards left field.
So there has to be a defined parameter. What makes it a shift or when it's not a shift?
But this right now is more of a straight up than we normally see.
Maybe it's you have to have, and I'm speaking from an infield standpoint.
Right.
Maybe you have to have 3 infielders on either the left side or 3 infielders on the right side to make it a defined shift.
Right. And I think one of the other parts would be the history of a particular player. And I think of Mark Teixeira when the A's were playing the Yankees over the weekend. Teixeira had like 300 plate appearances that they were basing on in the past, but Teixeira this year was not the same as it had been in the past as far as the contact that he was making.
3-2 the count to Sean O'Malley, who has grounded out in his only at bat. He came in for Martin, who his hamstring tightened up a little bit. 3-2 pitch, slap foul. 8-3, Mariners lead. Bottom of the 6th inning. Zach Neal went 4 innings. Zabzinski 2/3 of an inning. And now Ryan Dull. Swing and a miss. Good fastball, and Dull gets his first strikeout. And that's a 3-up, 3-down inning. And we're through 6 from Seattle. 8-3 Mariners. McDonald's, it has to do with Chris Davis and his month of April and his month of May. 10 home runs in the month of May. He leads the majors in home runs for this month. And he's got one tonight. So he was just starting to get rolling a little bit at the end of April, and he's had a terrific month of May. Last year in the month of August with the Brewers, he hit 10 home runs and knocked in 24 runs. And he smokes one foul.
Look out.
So 0-2 the count to Davis.
She said, I don't want anything to do with this. And she may not have seen it, and she turned around and the ball was by her. See, Scotty could learn from her. Get out of the way. Don't just say I didn't see it.
And a swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt. That will do it for Chris Davis, who strikes out for the second time. So 1 out here in the 7th inning. That's 4 strikeouts for Iwakuma. 91 pitches.
That was the final out of Philip Umber's perfect game. Something similar to that.
Yep.
Ball in the dirt, and the hitter argued instead of running to first base, and Brzezinski threw him out.
Here's Alonso.
Settled down after the first, 33 in the first 2, and then that was it. There's your shift.
Cano straightens up, fires to first, and they just got Alonso on a close play.
If you're looking for the perfect place to host your annual company party, check out the A's Eastside Club. The Eastside Club accommodates up to 1,200 guests. 1,200 guests, and includes a pre-gamed catered meal and game ticket. For more information, call 510-638-GO-A's, or you can visit athletics.com/BBQ. RBQ. 1,200 guests, man. Talk about a company party. Cap's going to invite all his friends for a birthday party. 1,200.
Start inviting them now for next year. Mayanetta got hit.
Check the right shoulder. He's got the pad extension over the shoulder, but it got him flush. And as I said, the only good thing about a chest protector is when you're blocking the ball in the dirt. That was no help. Dale Scott has shoulder pads like a football player would wear and would help. But as far as a catcher, that chest protector unfortunately doesn't help much. Rick Griffin trying to hurt him more.
Scott service. He knows what that feels like.
Direct hit. Past the glove, onto the shoulder, and
oh man.
We didn't even feel the brunt of it, but
it's got to be where you feel sick to your stomach for a little bit.
Probably the rest of the game.
Oh man.
And maybe tomorrow.
That's not right. Simeon hits one high and foul down the right field line, so Iwakuma jumps ahead in the count 0-2.
And those are the kind of shots to the catcher. And the A's are trailing by 5, so you might not be inclined to run, but the catcher takes one off his right shoulder, his throwing shoulder. If you don't run, you get at first base, something's wrong.
Yep.
You got to test him out, because he did not throw a ball. I mean, back to pitcher, but it's not like throwing to second, and who knows what it would feel like, and it doesn't usually feel like great.
Well, catchers they're a tough group. They're in a group of their own.
Melvin knows he was back there as well.
Seth Smith coming in, and that's going to be an easy inning for Iwakuma. 3 up, 3 down with a strikeout. We have reached the 7th inning stretch. Mariners 8, A's 3.
broadcast is presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
A's Baseball on CSN California is brought to you by Clipper. For work, play, and all points between, use Clipper instead of cash to pay for transit. Mariners 8 and the Athletics 3. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and brake expert. So Andrew Triggs comes in for his 8th appearance. No record, an ERA a shade over 4. 11 innings pitched. He's got 3 walks and 10 strikeouts. And he's going to face Smith, Cano, and Cruz here in the bottom of the 7th. So Ryan Dull goes an inning and a third. No hits, no runs with a strikeout. And this is Triggs' first appearance in this series. And the fastball is high to Smith. Seth Smith is 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the third.
Going back to the third inning, if the A's could have avoided the hit by Seager, the 3-run home run by Lynn, it's a much different game. It had been a 3-1 game at that time, and especially when Martin was not able to score, didn't score because of a hamstring injury. But because of those 2 hits, Seager and that man, 4 runs result, made it a 6-run inning. Thanks to Adam Lynn's big 3-run home run, his second of the game.
Joaquin Benoit starts to throw. Triggs last pitched on Friday against the Yankees, and he pitched 3 innings. So now 3-1 is Smith. The Mariners have out-hit the A's 11-8. Strike called, and now it's 3-2. As the A's head home, the Mariners will stay home. They will be off tomorrow. So a nice home off day for both these teams. And the Minnesota Twins will come to Safeco for the weekend. A little bit outside, and it's a leadoff walk.
I was playing in Portland. We had an off day. We go fishing.
Did you really?
Deep sea fishing. It was fun, man.
Sounds like fun.
Bob Mel was not having any fun. He thought that last pitch was a strike, the backdoor breaking ball. And Stephen Vogt maybe indicated that it was a strike. And so you see the disgusted look on the skipper's face. That's the first walk the A's have given up tonight in the first 6 innings.
Well, I would say if you're in this area, fishing's probably a pretty good idea.
Go off the coast to Portland and big salmon and sea bass.
So the Twins will be here, and then they will move to Northern California. So a road trip for the Twins, 3 here and then 3 in Oakland.
And they could only hope they would go to Anaheim from Oakland and then take care of all 3 teams on the West Coast. But
that doesn't happen.
Probably
right?
not going to happen.
If the A's can't play the Rangers and the Astros on the same road trip, they're certainly not going to do that for the Twins.
Yeah. You'd hope not. But that would be too logical. They play 3 teams on the West Coast. You're in a Central Division team. You only played the 3 teams on the West Coast 1 time.
That's just pure craziness what you're talking about, right? Well, we certainly have schedule complaints, but the Mariners have just as many, if not more, complaints. A's and the Mariners get no respect when it comes to schedule making.
But didn't Mickey tell you that next year the A's would fly 6,000 more than the Mariners?
Yeah, he's not happy about the preliminary look at next year's schedule.
Did a double prelim. I think it's big time.
So down and in, and Cano swings and misses. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th.
But a breaking ball, a cross body that Triggs likes to throw, and what did Stephen Vogt get hit on the backswing?
Of course.
Triggs has a crossfire, and even to the lefty brought it down and in, and good pitch. What if Triggs told Zach Neal, you know, I know what it's like to have the parents in the stands to watch, because they came into Detroit to watch him when he made his major league debut. Fortunately, now this is the follow through by Robinson Cano. Has got him on the face mask. Cano didn't feel a thing. He said something stopped my bat. I don't know what it was.
Inside to Cruz. Well, Jackie Bradley's hitting streak is still intact. He had a couple hits tonight. The Red Sox beat the Rockies. And that one is blasted to left, and you can forget about it. Upper deck, not quite. So Nelson Cruz with his 10th home run.
Could not go in there that much to that man because he is so strong. And he just proved it as he's double figures in home runs at 10. And really did not get it necessarily in where he wanted it, especially down Raymond last night. And Neal tonight got the ball down and in, struck out Cruz in this first at bat, but this time tried to go back inside and left it in too much. And plus, good hitters start to remember how they're pitched, and they do know exactly how they're pitched, and Cruz did not miss it.
And that got Dale Scott in the shin protector. So Nelson Cruz 3 hits and now a home run. So Dale Scott seems to be okay, although it sounded like it got pretty square. Now he's obviously has the protector underneath the pants.
Well, you know, you got it a few times, Bodie. I got mine, so you know we're all good. We're good. And he's got the full body armor underneath. Dale Scott does. When you're umpiring behind the plate, you got a lot of protection.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. Steel-toed shoes. Got the shin guards to wrap over the top of the foot of the shoe. So Matt Weiss takes care of those umpires in Oakland. They come in. That's a lot of protection. That pad on top of the foot. You may not even need steel-toed shoes with that pad.
So that slider down and in, and Stephen Vogt
Tired.
He's tired. I'm letting that one go if I'm Stephen Vogt.
But he was protecting. See, that was going right for the shin again of Dale Scott. It's pretty admirable of Vogt to take care of the umpire, because his right foot was going to take another.
Like Seager may have been taking all the way. So now the count is 3-2. Seager tonight is 1 for 3 with an RBI single. He has also scored a run. Tapped that one foul. So that Jackie Bradley hitting streak is now at 29 games. And his batting average now, which we talk about the hitting streak, he's hitting .350.
He's at 29 games, and you think he's 27 away from tying Joe DiMaggio. 27. It's another month of hitting. But that's remarkable to have that many. And he's got the speed. He can get some infield hits. He can do a lot of things.
Hit well toward Coco in left, and Coco can't get it. Bounces up against the wall. And Seager has a double.
Turning into a Robinson Cano type hitter. Taking the pitch where it is pitched and thrown to the plate. And this ball sinking away from him. And remember, he's 25 to 30 home runs a season. He's got 8, and to get into the season, he struggled, but he knows he's going to play every day. And that ball over the head of Coco, who's playing deep anyway, but still got over his head.
Yeah, he's done that a couple times tonight. Hit the ball up the middle the other way. So 13 hits now for the Mariners in the 7th inning. And there's Adam Lind, who's been the hitting star tonight.
Well, Jed Lowry was talking to Seager. Meanwhile, Semien had already positioned himself to the right of second base. So Jed had to move into right field.
Adam Lind has 2 homers tonight, and he has an RBI single.
I think the first one was the best, just because the way he brought his hands in. This was a one-handed changeup that he crushed to right field. Big 3-run home run to cap the 6-run third.
And that one's hit well. Right center, and it is off the base of the wall. Seager's going to come around. He's going to score, and Lind has an RBI double, and he has 6 RBIs on a 4-for-4 night.
Actually, that ball hit a little bit towards the end of the bat. It sounded like anyway. Although the way he swung and the way he took his time getting to second base, maybe he thought he got enough of it. Hit at the base of the wall in right center. And actually, Semien was hurrying to get back to second base to have a play on Lind, who has had quite a night.
So still only 1 out. It's now 11-3 Mariners. And here's Iannetta. Iannetta hits it sharply toward Lowry. Lowry to first. Iannetta is 0 for 4. And Lind to third with 2 outs. So 3 runs in here for Seattle against Andrew Triggs. Triggs will now face Luis Sardinas, who hits for the 4th time. Single ground out fly out. First pitch is a strike. Dale Scott takes that big step backwards. Another run as Sardinas lines one to center. Lind trots in to score, and it's a 4-run 7th inning. And Sardinas has 2 hits.
Man, they're just teeing off. Walk started the inning, and maybe the questionable call with the backdoor breaking ball was called a ball. That started it. Strikeout, then home run, double. Ground ball, base hit.
And here's Aoki. And the problem here, Ray, is the guys that are left in the bullpen they're guys you don't want to use in a game like this. Doolittle, Madsen, Axford, and Rodriguez. Those are your 4 top relievers.
So I wonder if Matt McBride was going to get a glove to go warm up and pitch.
You may be right. Another hit. Aoki rolls one through the right side. 5 hits in this inning. 16 now in the game for Seattle.
Well, the pitch down low. Sardinas hit. Aoki gets a hanging slider. He hit it into the outfield for a base hit. McBride might have been going in to catch for Stephen Vogt. He's taken a beating tonight, fought all 3 games, and see what Bob Melvin decides to do. But when you have 12 pitchers, 5 starters, 7 relievers, you're limited in the number of guys that you can take out of a game if you so desire.
O'Malley hits it hard to Simeon. Simeon's going to hustle to the bag. He'll beat Aoki there. Side retired. 4 runs for the Mariners. We're headed to the 8th inning. It's now 12-3 Seattle.
The A's at mealtime on Memorial Day. That's this coming Monday, May 30th. 15,000 fans will receive an A's player pet bowl featuring Stella Doolittle, along with Baxter and Murray Reddick. This fellow pet bowl will have the rest of your neighborhood packed howling with envy. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets or by calling 877-493-BALL. Maybe get some cereal out of that too, huh? The pet bowl?
Sure.
Man, clean that thing up and have some cereal, like country breakfast or something.
That's right. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
I don't think you want to have some cereal out of a pet bowl, though.
Sure,
right?
I will. Right now, I would. Make me feel better. Joaquin Benoit takes over, the veteran right-handed reliever. He's 38 years old. He's been around a long time, and he's been good for a long time.
Yes, he has. Yeah, he's lasted, and one thing Scott Service said, happy to get him back because he is a veteran out of the bullpen. So Iwakuma, 96 pitches for his 7 innings of work.
And Benoit was on the disabled list with some shoulder inflammation. He missed almost a month. Indeed, an important guy to have back. Traded to the Mariners this past offseason from the San Diego Padres. One of a whole bunch of trades that the Mariners made this past offseason. Benoit is still pretty good. He was with Texas for a long time, and he had a couple decent years with the Rangers, but he really put it together in 2010 when he went to Tampa Bay. He had a great year that season for the Rays, and then 3 real good years with the Tigers. A couple years in San Diego, and now here in Seattle, and that one's driven to right. But in the ballpark, Smith goes back, and Coughlin is retired. That one looked good off the crack of the bat. So 1 out, and now to the top of the order, and Smolinski is going to hit for Coco Crisp. Coco will get the rest of the night off. Benoit was with the Tigers. saw him in those great playoff matchups against Detroit, and he pitched a lot in those series. Linsky drives one to left. That's hit pretty well, but in the ballpark as Aoki gets back, couple steps in front of the warning track. A couple of long fly ball outs, and now Burns will hit.
He's got a slider a little bit too much, kept it in the park. Cooling off. It has cooled off quite a bit tonight, and makes it a little bit more difficult for the ball to carry. Except if your name is Adam Lind, he made it look easy. Chris Davis made it look easy back in the second inning.
Billy Burns is 1 for 3. Doubled in the third, thrown out, trying to stretch it into a triple. And then he had an RBI fielder's choice in the 5th inning. 5th inning, the A's got a couple of runs. They cut it to 7-3 at that point. And that's going to be a base hit. He just kind of slapped it through the left side. The shortstop was shaded over behind second base. That ball was hit right at the shortstop spot, but he wasn't there.
And he just slapped it, and that's exactly what Billy Burns is trying to do more and more, and just hit the ball on the ground and run. Matt McBride is going to pinch hit for Stephen Vogt and then take over behind the plate.
So here's McBride, 4 hits and 17 at bats with an RBI. Ball, high strike call.
Interesting for when Josh Phegley comes back, and one thing that Matt McBride does do, and he does offer the ability to play different positions and catch, something that the A's have not had with Stephen Vogt and Josh Phegley. And of course Bob Melvin at times would have Phegley catch and Vogt DH. Always hopeful that nothing really turns out from that.
So that one lined into the glove of Lind, and that's how the top of the 8th comes to an end. Bottom of the 8th coming up, 12-3 Seattle.
About 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 7th. That's 10 runs of the 12 scored in the 2 innings. And of course, Zach Neal makes his major league debut as a starting pitcher. 4 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs. Did a couple of home runs. Chris Davis with his 13th home run. Chris Coghlan a double, and for his hit. Iwakuma, 96 pitches, and you can see the Lind big night. 6 runs batted in, 3 runs scored. Nelson Cruz 3 for 4 with a 2-run home run. So all offense tonight by the Mariners. There it is, Kite. Did you go today?
No, I was going to.
You're going to save it till the last.
Just couldn't get over there. Right when I got there, the power went out in the city, and the big wheel just stopped wheeling.
Big wheel keep on turning?
Yeah, and I'm not joking.
That's Tom Fogarty, right?
The power went out in the
right.
entire downtown area of Seattle. I mean, everything.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Was it around noon? Maybe a little bit, 11:30, 11:45?
Yeah.
The hotel room. I was just getting ready to walk downstairs, but I was still in my hotel room, and all of a sudden, out.
Gone, everything. And it was citywide.
Yes, it was. The entire downtown area.
Matter of fact, there's some restaurants at O'Shuckers downstairs. They closed until 3 because of the time the power was off. You know, who knows with the food what might have happened.
It was about an hour, maybe.
Yeah. But there was a lot of panic in downtown Detroit, Kansas. I mean, this today probably was just one of those days. And I saw Bob Melvin walking down the stairs. That said it all. You know, he was going to the park. He said, "I'm not going to take the elevator."
No, bad idea. That one is skied right field. And Coughlin calls off Lowry, who hustled out there with the shift on. And Smith is retired. So you're saying it was a bad omen?
Yeah, definitely a bad omen. I said to Skipper, you know, elevators are working. He said, "No, I'm sorry."
Well, supposedly there was one elevator that is on a generator. So there was one elevator that was working, but
usually they say in emergency don't take the elevator. So why would you? Why would you even have one working? Go to the stairs. But yeah, that was bad today for the power completely go out.
So otherwise, I would have got on the big wheel.
But you'd have been stuck at the top.
I'd have been stuck at the top.
It would have stopped for the hour, man.
That's right. 1-0 to Robinson Cano. Cano is 1 for 4. Takes a bit inside. Jake Arrieta pitched today, which is always kind of a big deal. Pitched against the St. Louis Cardinals. And he did not pitch real well, but he still got the win. Cubs beat the Cardinals 9-8 in St. Louis. Arrieta pitched just 5 innings. He gave up 7 hits and 4 runs, which is an enormous amount for him. But he got the W. So Arrieta is now 9-0 with a 1.72 ERA. So he gave up 4 runs today. Was not sharp, but the Cubbies won anyways. They are now 31-14. That one is blasted to right, and that one's going to be gone. Long home run by Cano. So 4 home runs tonight by the Mariners, 6 in this series.
Well, it says a lot about Robinson Cano. Got the breaking ball, the hanger that he crushed to right field as he did with the hanging curveball last night. But again, Sapczynski hit a base hit up the middle on a fastball, 3-1. Well, it sounded good. It finished even better. And say Robinson Cano can plan for his All-Star break to be busy. I think he's got plans.
Yeah, he's been one of the best players in the American League this year. This is Clevenger hitting for Cruz. Clevenger is the only position player that we have not seen in this series until now. Coming over in the Mark Trumbo trade. That may go down as a pretty good trade for the Orioles. Trumbo having a terrific season in Baltimore, to the point now where you start thinking the Orioles have to be thinking about keeping Mark Trumbo. Yeah. He's going to be a free agent at the end of this year. Line drive, and Ladendorf has it. 2 outs.
It's tonight's Honda player of the game, and I think we'll go with Adam Lind.
Okay.
Fastball inside, home run. I mean, he's too shy of his career best 8 RBIs. He has 6 tonight, but this was the big one. He's had a chance maybe in the 3rd inning with a little bit of luck. And a base hit up the middle off Subskinski and scoring another run. And then this double almost went out to right center. But what a night for Adam Lind. 4 at bats and might get another one depending on what happens with Seager in this inning.
He is on deck.
Adam Lind has a career best 8 RBI game. And tonight 6 and 4 for 4 night.
So you're saying he really wants Kyle Seager to get a hit?
I think so. At least have a chance for a 5-hit night.
A little outside to Seager, who is 2 for 4. Single, double, RBI, and 2 runs scored for the Mariners' 3rd baseman. Tailing up and away. 42 pitches now for Andrew Triggs. Listen, Ray, no manager likes to have to leave a pitcher out there. I mean, Bob Melvin hates to have to do this to the young man, but I'm not sure he's got much of a choice.
He doesn't really.
Unless you bring in a position player, but you know that.
He's already done that once.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to do that again.
Yeah.
He's had his starting pitcher hitting 4th in the lineup in New York, Kendall Graveman, whenever had to take the DH out when Valencia got hurt. But no, and Triggs knows it. And fortunately, tomorrow's an off day, and they can regroup and have the complete day off, come back on Friday. So they'll have essentially 48 hours between tonight and Friday night when they play again.
And a swing and a miss by Seager, side retired. Cano with a home run, his 14th of the year. So last shot for the A's, it's 13-3 Seattle.
A's Baseball on CSN California is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
So all Mariners tonight in the rubber game of this series. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and brake expert. So the new pitcher for Seattle is Steve Johnson. Johnson pitched in game 1 of this series. So he will face Ladendorf leading it off. This is the Valencia spot. Ladendorf taking over for Valencia. Lowry to follow, and then Davis here in the ninth. First pitch swinging. Ladendorf towards center, and that's out number one as O'Malley grabs it. So all other games are final. This is it for the schedule around baseball today and tonight. Mostly day games today.
Hayes did not see that man. Actually, Miley, nor did they see Felix Hernandez. They just saw it, and that's extended. They did not start in the series.
Right there.
And that's it. But rare that the A's would face the Mariners and not see Felix Hernandez, who, while he has 3 losses, has a .221 earned run average.
Seager is not going to be able to make the play, and that should be a hit. I don't think Seager was going to throw him out. Seager did something interesting there, Ray. When he went to field it on the run, he reached down with glove hand and throwing hand. That's hard to do.
Very, especially on your right foot. When he reached out, that's a great point, because otherwise, if he backhands, he has a better chance. But you know, he's so accustomed playing third, so he moves to shortstop, where his brother plays for the Dodgers. Maybe he should take a tip from his brother about trying to backhand the ball.
It's really hard to reach down with both glove and throwing hand while you're on the move.
Great point.
So Butler hitting for Davis. Yonder Alonso in the on deck circle. So a couple hits for Jed Lowry tonight in his first game back from the disabled list. So it's good to have Lowry back. A's will head home after this game. It'll be a late arrival in Oakland, but an off day tomorrow, which I think everybody will enjoy. There's not a lot of home off days during the baseball season, just a handful usually, and everybody involved enjoys them.
It's called a catch-up day. Catch up on all the things you've been wanting to do but couldn't because you're playing every day.
An off day on the road is much different.
Except for you in Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's a good place to have an off day. So the 3-1 pitch call to strike. 3-2 to Butler. 17 hits tonight for the Mariners. They had 20 hits combined in the first 2 games, and Butler swings and misses. So Butler strikes out. Lowry goes to second.
Well, a high fastball. Billy Butler figured he's going to get it and went upstairs to try to get it. He couldn't. So in the 6th spot of the batting order, Chris Davis hit a home run to right center field. Other than that, 3 strikeouts in that spot in the batting order.
So here's Yonder Alonso, who singled in the 2nd, hit a fly ball to center field in the 5th, and then grounded out in the 7th. First pitch is a strike as Lowry will scoot over to third. Shift is on for Alonso. Shoots that one foul into the seats. And the Mariners will hold on to their spot first place in the AL West. The Texas Rangers, the 2nd place team, won today. The 2 pitch swing and a miss on a high fastball, and what was really kind of a forgettable night here in Seattle comes to an end as the Mariners beat up on the A's tonight and take this series 2-1. So the game took 2 hours and 47 minutes tonight, and it was played in front of a crowd of 19,227 here at Safeco Field. Iwakuma gets the win. Neal takes the loss. Final score, the Mariners 13 and the A's 3. You've been watching Oakland A's baseball on CSN California. It's part of the NBC Sports Group. Don't go away. A's Postgame Live with Henry Wolford and Carney Lansford starts right now.